What does it really take to build the very backbone of modern industry? And I'm not just talking about putting up a few walls. We're talking about the huge, complex structures that house everything from car manufacturing to life-saving pharmaceuticals. So let's dive in and see what it takes to be a real leader in this incredibly important field. Well, it all starts with experience, and for Nikitha BuildTech, that foundation is built on more than 3 decades in the business. Just think about that. Over 30 years of tackling challenges, coming up with new solutions, and most importantly, earning trust. That's a track record that really speaks for itself. So, what does 3 decades of being at the top of your game actually look like on paper? I mean, how do you even quantify that level of experience? Well, it turns out you can break it down into some seriously impressive numbers. All right, let's kick things off with our first section, by the numbers. This is where we're going to get a true sense of the incredible scale of their operation. First up, get this, over 2,000 completed projects. Just let that sink in for a moment. That is 2,000 unique problems, 2,000 deadlines, and 2,000 successful handovers. This isn't just some number on a slide. It's like a massive library of experience they can draw from. So who's making all of this happen? People, of course. Nikita has a growing team of over 150 highly qualified professionals. This is the expert brainpower, the hands-on skill that actually turns those complex blueprints into a physical reality. And that impact, it just ripples outwards. Through all their work, they've created over 600 direct and indirect jobs. So you see, they're not just building structures, they're genuinely helping to build up local economies and communities. So let's put all that together. These are not just random statistics. 2,000 projects, that's a proven track record you can count on. 150 experts, that shows you they have some serious capability. And 600 jobs, that's a significant economic impact. It all adds up to trust, scale, and a really deep understanding of what industry actually needs. All right, now let's see how this builds, because it's one thing to have scale, but it's something else entirely to have versatility. And Nikitha, well, they've pretty much developed the blueprint for success in just about every industry you can imagine. Just take a look at this list. I mean, it gives you a real sense of that versatility. We're talking automotive plants with really specific logistical needs, right next to food processing facilities with the strictest hygiene standards. Then you've got massive warehouses and high-tech pharmaceutical labs. It just keeps going. Textiles, sports complexes, even government projects. Each one of these requires a completely different skill set, and they've shown they can master all of them. Okay, so they've got the experience, they've got the versatility, but where in the world are they doing all this work? Well, that brings us to their national footprint. They are truly building all across India. Their operations span the country's most important industrial hubs. We're seeing major projects in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and Gujarat. This tells you they're not just a regional player. This is a company with the logistics and the power to deliver huge projects pretty much anywhere in the nation. And you know what? It doesn't even stop at the border. While their heart is in India, their presence is now extending beyond it, with a growing number of projects overseas. That really shows a global standard of quality. So we've seen the numbers, the versatility, the national reach, but what about validation from outside sources? That leads us straight to their legacy of excellence, which, as you'll see, has been proven and awarded time and time again. What really stands out here is the consistency. It's not just a flash in the pan. It starts way back in 1998 with an Achievers Award. Then you fast forward to 2017, and they're being recognized for an iconic public building. In 2018, they grabbed 2 more major awards. And then in 2019, a super prestigious award for their work on that massive Kia Motors plant. This timeline shows a relentless, sustained commitment to being the best. And that right there is why all of this matters. Getting this kind of recognition from industry bodies isn't just for putting a trophy on the shelf. It is precisely why Nikitha has become a go-to choice for businesses of all sizes, small, medium, and large. It's the ultimate proof that they're reliable and deliver quality work. Which brings us all the way back to our first question. So, what does it truly take to build the backbone of industry? Well, it takes decades of hands-on experience, it takes immense scale, unmatched versatility across every single sector, a nationwide reach, and of course, a legacy of award-winning excellence. It takes, in short, everything that defines a true leader in the field.